You're listening to the world's #1 football podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen, Matt Hartman, and Ryan Matthews.
Let's stop farting around. Let's get into Michigan, Oklahoma, in Norman. 5.5 for Oklahoma. They opened as like a 2.5-point favorite with the recent, targeting and all. And Mateer looked pretty good. Their run game still was pretty bad.
It was fire.
Yeah. I mean, this is the game of the week. This is pretty fun. When last we watched a game together, Ben. Michigan was playing Texas, so now we get to be on the same side this time.
Yay!
But dare I say, week 2, this is a must-win for Oklahoma. This is a must-win for Brent Venables, because if he loses this game to the shorthanded Michigan on the spineless targeting call, and Bryce Underwood, who 5-star, but is a true freshman, making his first road start in his career, and they lose with Mateer and the defense, this could spiral out of control for Oklahoma very, very fast, because you look upcoming on their schedule, they're playing one of the toughest SEC schedules. If they can't get this one against Michigan in a season where, Ben, would you agree with me? Michigan's playing for 4th in the Big Ten this year.
Yes,
like this
absolutely.
is kind of a let's feel it out, let's get Bryce some reps. We're going to serve the Sharon Moore suspension and move on. In 2026 we'll hit the ground running again. Like, if you can't beat that team, I just imagine like 28-17 Michigan wins and Venables has to walk off the field with like the state troopers. Gee whiz. Someone in Oklahoma is going to pelt him with a Coors Light can. Like, they take it. I mean, it is super serious in Norman, and I think that's a place that's already out on them. So, Ben, you're a Michigan fan. Talk about this game for me.
Yeah, for me, again, it so much of it does just come down to that run game that you had mentioned. I mean, Justice Haynes, the transfer running back from Alabama who came to Michigan, had an outstanding game. Again, it was against New Mexico and the Lobos. I understand that. But as is most Michigan games, it does just come down to who can control the time of possession, who can run the football. Can Oklahoma stop Michigan from doing it and force that young quarterback to make throws? And then, again, on the flip side of that, can we get the run game? Can we get Jaden Ott? Can we get all these guys going? And I think if they can, then, Oklahoma's going to win this game. And then, again, I'd be remiss to not talk about how good John Mateer looked last week. He was absolutely slinging the rock, much to Matt's chagrin, because I know how Matt feels about the hype with John Mateer.
John Mateer hater.
Yeah, certified
Beast
John
Mountain
Mateer.
West.
Who hates their quarterback more, Ryan and Jordan Love or Matt and John Mateer? But again, yes.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's close, bro. I don't care.
But again, it's.
I genuinely think the guy's bad. By the way, like I'm just saying.
What did I do?
We're off the rails, folks.
Off the rails.
Yeah. We're an hour and a half in. We're in the danger zone. You guys signed up for this. All 35.
Yeah, we really are. But again, it comes back to the run game. It comes back to the defense. Again, as I said, as much as Michigan games always do. And again, it's going to be a big win for either team. I mean, if Michigan can get this win, then again, you're going to have serious conversation about them making the college football playoffs. I understand it's week 2, but for them to pick up a top 25 win, then as you said with Oklahoma, man, this almost seems like a must-win game. It's crazy to say that in week 2, but I mean, just as we saw fans reacting to the way that Alabama lost against FSU, you might very, very quickly see OU fans react that same way against Venables. But yeah.
All right, we got to make a pick. Who are you picking? I'm taking Oklahoma.
This hurts me too, but I am picking Oklahoma. As good as
Big fan.
Yeah, big fan. As good as Bryce Young looked. I mean, it is a big ask for him to go in there and win this game in his second start ever. And again, John Mateer did look very, very good. Again, as I talked about very angrily, we're missing one of our key defensive players as well. I do think Oklahoma comes away with this.
I am not only rooting for Oklahoma no, I'm picking Oklahoma as well. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, screw your team, Ben. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
Says the OSU fan.
Don't say you're sorry.
Oh, what's that? What's that? What's that?
Let's move on. Let's move
Ohio,
on.
Oklahoma spread. Is that what I'm hearing? Take it.
Try beating us. All right.
Can you imagine my hand?
What happens when we do? What do you have? What do you have?
So, the most wins in college football history. Anyways,
let's travel to Ames, Iowa, for the Cyhawk. Iowa State.
This happened last time, by the way. Last year, I believe.
Yep.
Yes,
it always happens.
Same time. Yeah.
Yep.
I do plan on being at the sports book, just to peel the curtain back. Being at the sports book for like the entire day, like including that Michigan and Oklahoma game. Like this is an all day kind of thing. I hope you.
As you should.
Yeah. Save your dollars for the casino when you get bored.
All right, so Iowa. What the hell, Mark Gronowski? What was that about, dude? 44 passing yards against Albany. Guess what? He had 300 against them last year with South Dakota State. Don't know what that was about.
Iowa football.
He left the game. Yeah, it's just like they put on the color. He puts on the colors. And it's just, all right, I now suck at quarterback. Like, it's just crazy. He left with cramps multiple times. I'm high on Iowa. I still am. But Iowa State, man. How about could this have gone better the first 2 weeks for Iowa State? They get a game against Kansas State, who's one of the top 4 favorites in the Big 12, in Dublin. Then they travel back in a major upset spot that everyone kind of like wants to be the smart guy about. Is like, South Dakota's a good FCS school. Watch out, Iowa State. Matt Campbell, he always rides these games kind of slow. They beat the doors off of them. And now they get to go into the Cyhawk with an opportunity to be 3-0 with now an out-of-conference not Power 5 or Power 4 win. So I'm really interested to see how, this game is just going to be ugly. It's going to be muddy, as it always is. Rocco has been really, really good. He's one of those quarterbacks that I talk about with the Big 12 that it's like, I think he is good. Maybe not before, like, I think seeing that Kansas State game, just the poise that he had kind of, gave me a new light. And just watching him next to Avery Johnson play football, I was like, oh, yeah, man. Like, he's way better. He's way better at throwing the football. But I got to ride with my guys. I got to ride with Iowa. We're coming into Ames, and we're getting a W. I'm a Texas Longhorns fan, but I'm speaking like we because I have so much at stake with Gronowski. If he is bad, Iowa's never going to get anybody good. They're never going to have anybody good ever again at quarterback.
No, they will not. On the flip side of that, I mean, I'm riding with Rocco Beck, man. He has looked good over the last 2 weeks. I mean, this game was so much fun when we all watched it last year. It went again. That was a nail biter. It went to
what was it?
Field goal.
Yeah, Kyle Canardi is still there at Iowa State. He made a 63-yarder. He made a 55-yarder when we were watching it. That was the same day as the NIU upset. So yeah.
Yeah. Again, but this is just going to be so much fun. Again, as you said, it is always a battle between these two teams. They absolutely hate each other. But again, I'm just going to ride with who has looked better at quarterback to much of Matt's chagrin. That has been Rocco Beck, and I'm going to ride with him in the, Iowa State Cyclones. Almost went to school there, by the way, but that's besides the point. Ryan?
Yeah, I'm going Iowa State. I mean, I like them a lot, and I
like the funny
watch
next to their name.
Fading Iowa. Fading Iowa. Okay.
I just don't. I don't know. Iowa's not very fun to watch, like ever.
They're gonna be. Gronowski's gonna get it.
Caleb Johnson's this year, given Xavier Williams did look very fun, 122 yards on 11 carries, but they don't have Caleb
Moulton was
Johnson
supposed
this
to be
year.
the main bell guy. I think he got hurt, but
Yeah.
all right. We move on to, dare I say, my game of the week. Can I say that? I know game day is not going there, but
Say it.
Illinois Duke. That's my game of the week. That's the smart guys game of the week. Illinois has a lot to prove here. Illinois really gets like pummeled with tests in the first half of the season. Like Duke won 9 games last year. They go to Bloomington, I'm pretty sure, at the end of the month. They have USC at home, who just pummeled Missouri State, by the way, by like 60 points. I bet Missouri State, so that was tough. But again, this is another like Oklahoma spot where I get they're the 11th team in the country, but it's kind of, you need these wins, man. You need these like big conference wins out of conference, especially like early in the season to just keep that ranking solidified, because you just watched Alabama fall 13 spots. I know it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, you know, because the AP voters don't decide the college football playoff, but Illinois is everybody's sleeper upset team to make the playoffs, and it's because schedule related. This is a game that could derail their whole season. Manny Diaz is a great thing going at Duke. They upgraded at quarterback. Oh, by the way, they won 9 games last year. They got pummeled in their bowl game against Ole Miss because Jackson Dart still played in that game, and what was it? They could have won 10 games. I remember watching the 2-point conversion off against SMU. So, like, Duke ain't bad. Duke is, like, going through a transition kind of year, much like I mentioned with Michigan, but I think they got the better quarterback in the end of the bargain, so I think they want to win, but I'm going to take Duke. I don't know why, but I just am. I'm going to take Mensa.
Darn. Okay, I was going to take Duke there too. And again, so much of it just comes back to Darian Mensa. Again, he was a treat to watch last year in Tulane. It looked fine, again, given it was against, as I'm going to say 10,000 times, against very bad competition. But I love Darian Mensa and kind of the grit and grind that he has. And I like Illinois. But, man, people are drinking the Kool-Aid on them, and I think they need to pump the brakes just a little bit.
Pump the brakes, folks.
That's why I'm going Duke. Darian Mensa. I wanted to claim that you hated Darian Mensa when you picked Illinois, but you didn't. So, but Darian Mensa, leader of that fan club there.
Okay, we'll stop coming to you. Okay.
We'll stop going.
I don't know, like Duke, I guess. I'm going Duke for the shocker.
You go into the group chat, you flex your Miami win, and now you're like, I don't know, I don't want to pick. Get out of here, dude.
Dude, I just don't know, man. I don't like.
Don't worry, guys. I'll fix it. I'm gonna fix it. Don't you worry.
Oh,
oh, just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah,
that was
you
silly,
get to
chat. That was silly.
Yeah,
let's
Duke,
move on.
Know. You want me to just go underdogs? I'd go underdogs.
We all took Duke. All right, that's bad. Let's go to the next game. I got 2 more for you. Kind of like sleeper games. We don't have to spend too much time on them. I bet you're not even thinking about these, Ben. Kansas, Mizzou.
I have that.
Yes.
Clown. Just kidding. Sorry.
The border war. These teams don't play every year, so it just adds another element to this. You know, this whole wrinkle of a rivalry they have. Mizzou was like really good in week 1. Kansas also is 2-0, I believe. So again, this is one of those fascinating games where it's those out of conference Power 4 programs with some of the wrinkle of rivalry stuff. But Mizzou, this is a team that watch out. I'll just say that. I think Bo Pribula and Ahmed Hardy, and with this endless cycle of good offensive line talent that they are producing there. They won 10 games a few years ago, and Burden was awesome that season. But, like, Cody Schrader, I'm pretty sure won the Doak, or, like, was a finalist for the Doak. And he was undrafted and didn't really figure it out. Ahmed Hardy is tremendous, like, so much more talented than Cody Schrader. And he had, like, 10 carries for 140 yards in week 1. And now he gets to go up against a Big 12 front, and the last time we watched an SEC team go up against a Big 12 front, we didn't really talk about it, but Auburn and Baylor, they gashed him. They killed him. And Mizzou might have a better run attack equipped than Auburn does. So interested to see how this one goes. I'm taking Missouri. I give them the points. I don't care. I think Mizzou runs away with this one.
Absolutely. Again,
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk about the quarterback battle that you're going to get. Got an old man over there for Kansas. It feels like he's been in college football for 10,000 years now at this point with Daniels. But again, Bo has looked great. I've been pounding the table for Ben Hardy for the last 4 months now, and absolutely love that guy. And as you said, I mean, just smash the over on whatever his yards is. I don't care if it's 120. Take it.
Listen, when you're a true freshman from the Sun Belt and you are so good that an SEC team is recruiting you to be their full bell cow starter back, you're insane. And that's what happened with him at UL Monroe last year.
Yeah, exactly. So much fun. Mizzou all the way. Also, there's going to be a game in here that you're not going to talk about that I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to be interested to see which one it is. But you take it away.
All right, the final game. Let's go to Friday night. You're thinking, what? We're going James Madison, Louisville. We're going deep cut. All right, we're going to the G5. I want to talk about James Madison specifically because of what happened to Boise State last Thursday, okay? Boise State getting hurt and getting damaged the way that they did. They still have Notre Dame on their schedule. There's no shot that team beats Notre Dame, by the way. So maximum, they're 10-2 in maybe a terrible Mountain West. Boise State does not get no benefit of the doubt. So this opens the door for all of the G5, especially James Madison, because James Madison plays in the second to worst. Is it ahead? It's probably ahead of the MAC.
Yeah.
In terms of overall talent. But James Madison has low-level P4 talent on their team. They have Matthew Sluka, who was the infamous holdout UNLV quarterback last season. He's pretty solid. And, I mean, they go into Louisville, who is just, in the 2 years Jeff Brom has been there, has been a good football team. He just keeps rinse and repeating these quarterbacks, and now he's doing it with Miller Moss at home. You just believe that he should be able to, figure it out, 12-point favorites. But if you're James Madison, they did this against North Carolina last year. So if they can go in to an ACC house again, it's not a far travel for them. It just opens the door up and maybe slams it of if we take care of business each week, James Madison's going to be in the playoff. So interested in that one, but I don't know. Ben, you had other games.
Yes, I had two other games here I want to touch on. Really quickly, we probably talked about Group of Five more than what any podcast should at this point. Sorry, Group of Five fans. Again, as you said, Boise's loss, it's going to be hard to even just convince yourself to get into them. UNLV just looked bad. The Fighting Dan Mullins looked awful. I mean, he pulled the trigger quick on Alex Orji. He said, nope, you're out of the game. UNLV
Landry
looked bad.
Good too.
Yeah, he was. Boise lost. So then you get into the conversation. Well, Boise lost. Who did they lose to? Another Group of Five team, USF. Yeah, they could be fun, but they're playing Florida and Miami in back-to-back games, which they're obviously not going to win. And that leaves my midshipmen. Go Navy. We know they're going to lose against Notre Dame, but we are on a track to it being JMU versus Navy late in the season for who that Group of Five team is going to be. And again, I think it's going to be fun periodically to check in on what that Group of Five spot's going to look like. So we're going to do that over the course of the season. Just a little quick Group of Five update here. The other two games that I wanted to talk about was Baylor. Again, we touched on Baylor. Baylor didn't look too bad. They were just outmatched against Auburn, period.
Their offense was good.
Yes, exactly. I told you guys about the run game. The run game looked great. But SMU, I mean, they're ranked 17. Can they maybe possibly push for a playoff spot again this year with Kevin Jennings? We will see. It's going to be an absolute battle. And then the one that I mentioned in the pigskin, I don't think so either. But the one that I mentioned in the pigskin payout, ASU versus Mississippi State. ASU's favored only by 6.5 points. And I say that because ASU is considered like one of the 2 or 3 top teams there in the Big 12. And they're playing against probably the worst SEC team there is. And the fact that they're only 6.5 point spread between the two really kind of shows you the difference between even conferences. But at the end of the day, as you guys heard when I talked about the pigskin pick'em, take ASU in the 6.5 point spread. Jordan Tyson, Sam Lovett, how could you not? ASU, but it's just going to be a fun little game to sprinkle in there and watch. But there it is.
Enjoyed that video. We really appreciate you clicking on this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. That always helps us out. And remember, check out our links in the description. And Wednesdays, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central Time, live over here, talking ball, interacting with the chat, having some fun. So you wouldn't want to miss that. But that's all for me. And till next time, roll that outro.